Hey, hello, and welcome to another game pickup video. Got a couple new games that I do want to show and simply, maybe briefly talk about it. Some of the new games that I acquired are completely new to me, and maybe some of them that I did play in the past. And I do believe with the newly acquired games, I finished maybe two sub collections. So, yeah, you know what? Let's just begin. They are interesting though. I don't know, did I actually mention some of them are from the Xbox 360 console or most of them are actually, and then just a couple PlayStation 2 games. Lately, just like many other people on YouTube and that are collecting are focusing heavily on the Xbox 360. And yeah, I just acquired a couple games that were high on the list, so I'm quite happy. Was this game high on the list? The one that I'm about to show is on top of the stack. Maybe it's not the best one or the I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. I will try to have like an open mind about it. It's Iron Man 2. And this game is actually part of a sub collection, and the sub collection is not necessarily like the Iron Man games. There are just two of them on the Xbox 360, but the Marvel video games, and we might actually have a couple more to show. Iron Man 2, never played it, but what I saw of it, it kind of looks fun. But most of the reviews say it's not good. Not good. But it's at the moment it's not that expensive, around like between 5 or 10 euros. So hey, it's part of the Marvel collection, and it was one of a few that I still had to pick up. Another game. Okay, this is actually a big one. This is actually a big one because with this one, I might have finished my From Software Xbox 360 sub collection. So I've been trying to collect all the From Software titles for the Xbox 360. My plan is someday, maybe after 20 years or so, between now and 20 years, to actually own all the From Software titles. But little by little, with this one, I should have finished or have all the Xbox 360 From Software games. And that is actually Dark Souls 2, Scholars of the First Sin. Now, this is an odd one though. I will show the back as well. So I already own like Dark Souls 2, which is, just the original version. And this one was the one that I did not have yet. And no, I'm not collecting all the variants because there's the collector's editions. And I think with the 2, you do have like the collector's edition with the figure. Like, no, I just want the game so that I'm able to play the games. And yes, I do own this on the PlayStation 4. But, sometimes it's interesting to check out the previous generation version. And just to see like how it runs and how it plays, and it's part of the sub collection. But anyway, the Scholar of the First Sin, it comes in a fancy box, and it was the last one, if I'm correct, that I still had to collect. And this one should have the DLC. Because there were like 3 DLCs that came out for it. Is it actually listed on here? Crown of the Sunken King, Crown of the Old Iron King, and Crown of the Ivory King. So 3 DLCs. But within this box, there's another DVD case, and it's just the original Dark Souls 2. I did not know that. I knew that at some point, but I forgot about it again. So once I got this one, I was like, oh, yes, that's right. So Am I a little bit bummed out? No, not really. Although, my feeling is I did not necessarily pay for this, but I bought a nice looking box. But to my surprise, there was this leaflet in here, um, and the manual is also in here. That actually has the download code on it. But it's secondhand, it's an old game. But I was like, you know what? Let's try out the code. And it worked, and I downloaded the DLC. So, in one sense, I was quite happy because the DLC, if you want to purchase that right now, and that's on the 1st of July, you have to pay 30 euros, and it might like come down in price for a sale. Like there's a sale going on, and they keep adding some games. But I think it's highly unlikely that the DLC is gonna get cheaper. So in the end, it worked out. It definitely worked out because I did not pay 30 euros for this one. So I was very happy that the code was actually okay. So I ended up with a pretty good looking box. So, I still needed it. And I'm able to play the DLC on the Xbox 360 when I want to. So, yeah, I'm happy. Was there anything else to add about this one? No, not necessarily. That was it. It's Dark Souls 2. I love it. I think Dark Souls 2 is a very good game, and the DLC is also very nice. But yeah, the PlayStation 4 version, has like the DLC. And then also I do own the trilogy, and that also has the Scholar of the First Sin version. So it was a nice added bonus. But yeah, final thing that I do want to add though, like the code was working, so that was kind of cool. But it was this moment like, am I actually gonna test out the code and see if it works? For the completionist's sake, like it would have been nice to have like a code that was not used yet. So you could call like, okay, this is complete in box. I know it's insane. I was thinking, no, let's just try and use the code and see if it works, because I could not use it, and then you never know, and then what? Then it becomes meaningless, and then at some point you want to try it out. And I think that when the store closes, you can't actually use those codes anymore. Do you actually have the ability to redeem a code? I don't know. Let's skip this one, and let's just show another high quality game, and that is Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer, which is a Marvel game, action hero game, and I still needed this one for the Marvel sub collection. Now, yes, I know this one is not as good as well as the Iron Man 2 game, but it's not that expensive, and to me, it's kind of fun to have like a sub collection and something to focus on. And I still needed this one, Rise of the Silver Surfer. I think this is a different game than the GameCube one. I own the GameCube Fantastic Four game. Yes, I do. So that is one. But then let's show an actual like good superhero game, and that is Captain America Super Soldier. Now I do this is a nice looking USK looking logo. So this is the German version, but I got it for a rather good price. It is complete, and the disc looks nice. So the manual is in German as well. Normally I wouldn't go that. Normally I wouldn't purchase a version like this, the German version or like a French one, because I do like to check and read the manual but this came for I bought this for a very good price, so I am not gonna complain. Maybe someday I will find a proper version, but I've been to 2 game conventions this year, and I did not notice and see this game anywhere at all, and also not on eBay. They're not quite a lot, or if they are on eBay, the price is rather high. So I was like, okay, let's just make an exception for this one, for Captain America. And the thing is though, it's just completely playable in English, and that's the most important part, right? And again, it's part of the sub collection, the Marvel one, that is. Another game for the Xbox 360 is Split Second, a game I might have played like the demo in the past. De stad is jouw wapen. But yeah, it always looked very cool, but it came out during the time where there are quite a few of these type of racing games. And the other one is like Blur. I think they almost came out in the same week, or at least that's my memory. Split Second looks cool, like an arcade racer. I like these type of games, the Burnouts, and this one, Full Auto. I acquired Full Auto a couple weeks ago as well, or maybe last month. It was like €4, so it's cool. It's cool, man. Love it. So that one is added to the overall Xbox 360 collection. Listen, there's a team, and it's a Marvel, baby, because the other one is Iron Man 1. So this one is like in a very good state. I would say it's minty. It has the manual and a disc. it has the disc. How far am I with the Marvel collection then? I'm almost there, I guess. We're not done yet though with the game stack, but the Iron Man has been reviewed better than the second one, and I think Iron Man 1 looks pretty damn good. So I'm excited to play it someday. And yeah, happy to own it. See it always like around like €10 or so, not more, maybe 12. Let's just say between 8 and 12, and that seems like a completely like a reasonable price for this sort of game. It shouldn't be more than that. That is me saying without having played it, but that just seems like, hey, if you do find some entertainment for €10, like, yes, that's good. Oh man, I start to notice that there's a lot of Marvel stuff in here. So let's just skip this one. No. Let's just keep going with the Marvel. This just seems like a Marvel stack of video games. The other one is Deadpool for the Xbox 360. It's Marvel. I'm quite happy to have added this one to the collection as well. It's in English. It has this very cheap box though. It's super flimsy. It's one of those boxes that they use later on, which are pretty good for the environment because I think it uses like less plastic. It's one of those games that does not come with a manual. I think my assumption is always when you see this on the inside, the game did not come with a manual because it's just the license agreement and just the information. So I think this is complete in box. Maybe there should be like a pamphlet or like a flyer. But yeah, awesome when you see that on the inside there's no manual. I own it as well on the PlayStation 4, but I wanted this one as well because it's quite uncommon, maybe rare even, but it's quite uncommon. And it's High Moon, it's Marvel, so it's part of the Marvel sub collection. And it would be kind of odd to buy all the games and then skip Deadpool. I think the price of this game is maybe around like 20, 25, 30 euros, but I don't see it that often. Or I do see it quite often, but then it's more like a French or Italian or Spanish version. So I'm happy that I did get like the English one though. Yeah, apparently it's good. I played a couple hours on the PlayStation 4 version. I still need to continue playing it. But yeah, it's Deadpool. I do expect again, like, this video is not about like the prices and hey, you need to be quick with buying them because the prices are going high. That's not totally not my intent. But I do expect, like, if you're interested in Deadpool, the PlayStation 4 version is definitely more expensive. I don't know if this one is backwards compatible, but if you do want to play a Deadpool game, I do expect that the price is gonna go up when that movie comes out. I don't know when the movie comes out, like the Deadpool with the Wolverine. The Deadpool versus Wolverine, is that actually the title? Let's show the case again. So yeah, that's why I bought it as well. Because I don't want to pay more than what I paid for it. I think I paid around like 20 or so. I sold the game and then bought this one. But yeah, I do expect that the price is gonna go up, maybe during the movie, and then a couple months it will probably go down again. So no rush, no rush. It's just a video game. It's just a video game. And if you like Deadpool, try and play it. I don't know if it's actually available anymore on the PC because it's Activision, and I talked about it in the previous video. Quite a few of those games do get delisted or have been delisted. I think that was the case with the Deadpool. It got delisted. It was quite uncommon, rare, and then they released that PlayStation 4 version, and even that one is delisted again. I don't know, man. It's that the delisting stuff sucks. I was gonna say, speaking of sucking, but I think this is a fairly good game. The Amazing Spider-Man 2, also Marvel. I already said so. There's a team. Durf de spin in het web design. Apologies for the Dutch. And yeah, this is another case of a case not having a manual, but yeah, you know, the inside information. Sometimes there's like a QR code or like information like, hey, you can find a manual there. Or I might be thinking about like the 3DS games that actually do that. But yeah, it's fine. It's such a weird thing, and that, like, not having the manuals anymore. I just love looking at the manuals and just, you know, reading, and just not solely on the controls, but, you know, normally you had like a backstory and some information in there. It's just always, I just like having the case and the manual just to be able to, you know, browse it a little bit, just to check it out. It's nice. So it sucks that they started doing that. I understand it, but it sucks. I understand it, but it sucks. Speaking of sucking, the Green Lantern, the movie. I watched that movie when it came out. It was enjoyable, but not good at all. But, you know, with these movies, my opinion is always like, even with the Marvel movies, it's just like, switch your brain off. Just watch them. Don't think too much about it. It's just like simple entertainment, and that's completely fine. It's completely fine. It doesn't have to be complicated. And I do think when I watch it, like, yeah, it's definitely not a 8 or 9 movie, but maybe like a 6 or 7. But the video game is better than a movie, and well, this is DC, so the Marvel streak has, you know, is over now. But yeah, I wanted to add this one as well. And it's a character action type of game, and I really like those type of games. That is why I also really enjoy the Marvel games, so that I'm able to focus on that. Because yeah, I do like the character action games, and these are maybe a little bit more simple, but they are super enjoyable, and they don't require that much of your time, which is very nice because time is money. Um, for the Marvel games, I know I just showed a DC game, but for the Marvel games, I need to check up on it. But I do think I own all the Marvel games for right now for the Xbox 360. There might be like this this Marvel game for like a younger audiences. It has like a weird art style. I don't even know the name. I'm not sure if I'm gonna purchase those and add those to the collection. Maybe if I see them for like a couple euro, but I'm not gonna go out of my way. But I do think that I own like kind of let's just see it as the mainline character action Marvel games. But I have to check the list. I need to check the list. Very important to check the list. Speaking of collections, no, let's save that for the final because then I will actually show a finished sub collection. So let's switch to PlayStation 2, and I added this one, Transformers. I do own the director's cut, which has like a bonus disc in it. This one came complete. It's not expensive at all. This game has always intrigued me, and in some way, I really like the art style of this game. But I hear good things about it, but also sometimes I hear bad things about it, and maybe it's the bad things are like about a specific PlayStation 2 Transformer game, and not necessarily about this one. I don't know. So I do want to experience that on my own. But yeah, you can find this for like maybe €2 or €3. I paid like €3, and the nice thing is like the box is like in a very good condition. Same for the disc. So yeah, it's Transformers, and I like the Transformer video games and the comics. I tried reading the comics, and it's always like, yeah, I will pick this up later, and then never do. The movies, if switch brain off, watch pretty explosions, and that's the movie. Um, Speaking of movies, is this? Yes, it actually is. This is, in a sense, connected to a movie, and that's oh my god, is it Dirge of Cerberus? It's a Final Fantasy VII game on the PlayStation 2, and this takes place 1 year after the events of Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. That's a movie. It is a movie. That's a fact. It is a movie, and it's a complete in box, and the disc is looking good. I don't collect. Well, definitely keep saying that. Like, I don't collect PlayStation 2 games, but I do want to collect a couple of games. I honestly have like a very small list, maybe around 15 or 20 games. I want to go mostly for the horror games or for the character action games, and that's mostly it. I talked about it in the previous video as well. Maybe some oddities, like there's some weird games on the PlayStation 2 that I do want to own, but the list is very small, and I don't want a huge PlayStation 2 library. I love Final Fantasy VII, so I never played this one, and what I do like about Dirge is the art style and how it actually looks. And yeah, kind of curious about how it plays. I know back then it didn't review that well, but also not too bad though. Maybe like a 6 or 7-ish type of game. And one of the fun things is like just revisiting those games and actually experiencing them for yourself, and just to see if they are fun or not. Another fun game is Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories. This one was also like €2 or €3 in a good state. It is not complete though. It has like a pamphlet, but not the map. I think this is just the manual though. Don't care about not this not being like a complete version of the game. I don't think I ever played Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Story, so maybe someday. And what I do like though about the older ones is just like this the simple style. So yeah, curious to check it out. And it came with a like bundle with some other games as well, so that's why I picked that up. This game, the next one, it is part of some sort of sub collection. No, it is part of a sub collection, but with this one, I don't necessarily know if I finished a sub collection, but it's a Virtua Cop Elite Edition. Very happy that I own this one. I do think it's just Virtua Cop, or is it 1 and 2? No, it's just, I think it's just 1. Actually don't know. Combining both of the hugely popular Virtua Cop titles, Virtua Cop Elite Edition brings a huge amount of firepower and gameplay to PlayStation 2. Maybe they're... I do think like both of them are on here. It has like 15 stages. I don't know. But you know, this is part of my light gun game sub collection. I love light gun games. Love them. And was it last year when I finally got like a CRT again? I was like, okay, let's just go, baby. So I do have some light gun games on the PlayStation 2. Quite a few actually now. Also on the PlayStation 3. These games that I'm about to show are not part of this video. But a while ago I got like House of the Dead Overkill and Time Crisis Racing Storm. Which actually... did I show this on the video? I am not sure. This actually contains Time Crisis 4 as well, and Deathstorm Pirates. And I remember playing Deathstorm Pirates in the arcade. I might have played that in Tokyo. If there's an arcade and a light gun game, like I'm there. I'm not good at, you know, playing those games, but I just love it. I just love it. The Terminator game for life. If you have played it, you know what I mean, man. It's a good game. It's Terminator. It's decent, but it's Terminator. But yeah, this one. The sad thing about this one, though, I do have to test it out, but I think it's only Gun. That's not the name. G-Con. It's a Namco's G-Con 2. I only have the first one for the PlayStation 1, which is usable with a couple PlayStation 2 titles, and so far I have not encountered any problems. But I think I'm not able to use it with this one, so maybe someday I will get the G-Con 2, not in a rush, because I do believe it's quite expensive, and there are not that many games that actually require that one. But yeah, just happy that actually I own this game right now. So there's that. And that's not the final game though. It's not the final game. We're not done yet. It's a big stack though. I will show the stack again at the end of the video. The final one is, and this one does or finishes up a sub collection. And I already showed a game of the series, but not part of the sub collection though. It's Transformers the game. I spoke about it in the previous video. And this was the final Transformer game that I still needed to get. It's very nice, and you know, it's a completed box. And I do believe the disc is in a good state as well. Yeah, very happy that I did get Transformers the game. And now let's just briefly show the Transformer games for the Xbox 360. And if this is not complete, please do let me know. Again, I'm not going to go for variants, although I don't think there are that there are quite a few variants. I know there's a variant for this one that's the Cybertron edition. Maybe it has a bonus disc and it comes in a cardboard sleeve. But yeah, so here's Transformers, the game that I just showed. Then we have Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. There we go. Love it. And yeah, that one is complete as well. And the disc is looking good. Then we have Transformers Dark of the Moon. And then let's just show the back as well. Changes the fight. Oh. The case is... I need to replace the disc. The case. It is broken. Which is fine. It's not fine that it's broken, but it's easily to replace that. So that's that game. Then we have Transformers The Dark Spark, which is also delisted. And there's a PlayStation 4 version of that game as well, and I do own that one. The weird thing with The Dark Spark is that... Is it weird? No, I think this is a decent game. But the PlayStation 4 version is going up in price. So if you are a Transformer game fan, then yeah, check it out. And maybe think about picking it up. Am I going to show this one? Yes. Let's just go with this one first. Then we have Transformers Devastation, which is a very cool game. I love it. Platinum. Yeah, it's platinum, right? Again, this one has like a weird insert, and maybe there was a flyer in it, but no manual. Yeah, it was Platinum Games, Activision. I think I want to say this one is delisted as well. Maybe all the Transformer games have been delisted. Then we have Transformers War for Cybertron. This one is one of the first games that I definitely wanted to add to my collection. Picked it up a while ago, luckily. They are not that expensive yet, but I think they will become more expensive later on. Especially because this one has been reviewed well and is praised fairly often as being a very good Transformer game. And speaking of good Transformer games, finally we do have Transformers Fall of Cybertron, also by High Moon Studio. And let me tell you, if you want an epic Transformer game, this is the one to get. The intro alone is super awesome. It's so good. And this one is complete as well. So that's very nice. I like it when the manual just looks crisp. You know, I love it. So I think, if I'm correct, these are all the Transformer games on the Xbox 360. If I'm incorrect, please do let me know. And again, I'm not necessarily going after like the variants. I just want to have the ability to play the games. And I don't need a variant. So yeah, very happy with that. Yes. Just crossing things off the list. The list is getting smaller and smaller of games that I do need to acquire for the collection that I have. I just make a list of games. Hey, these are the games that I really want. And yeah, a couple of those Transformer games were very high on the list. So I'm glad I've obtained those. And also very happy that I've obtained these games. So let's show the stack of PlayStation 2 games. I think I'm the most happy about Dirge of Cerberus and Virtual Cop Elite Edition. That is not me saying that I dislike the other two, but I'm most happy about the other two. And then the other Xbox 360 games. Here's the stack. I am most happy about Captain America because it took a while to find it for a proper price and to find a good condition of the game. Besides that, very happy about Deadpool, Amazing Spider-Man 2 as well, Green Lantern, excited to check it out, Dark Souls 2, Skull of the First Sin, which is a very good game, and yeah, you know what? I think only Fantastic Four might be the game, might be the real stinker in this pile, besides Iron Man 2, but I don't know because I have not played them, and yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. Quite a few games. Too many games. There are just too many games. But you know what? Got a few more games on the way. What I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna fact check and check my list if I own all the Xbox 360 From Software games. If I do own them all, I will show them in the next video as well. And yeah, I need to do the same thing for the Marvel games. There might be one or two games that I spoke about that are officially Marvel, but I do think I'm gonna ignore those for now. Because I can. Because I can. You don't have to purchase everything. Oh yeah, maybe I need to check the sub collection for the light gun games as well for the PlayStation 2, because I am not sure which one I am missing. So let's check that as well. I got some homework to do. So yeah, let's just do that. Yeah, again, like the Transformer games, if I'm missing one, do let me know, because I don't know. I think these are all of them, especially when I check price charting. And yeah, that's basically it. Thanks all for watching. If you do have any questions, or if you want me to show something else for my collection, then let me know in the comments. As always, have a nice day. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Yeah, video games, love it. I do.